Hello, welcome to another video on the Scouring Early Access. Today's match is going to be a 4 versus 4 game. Now my team is going to be me, the Perfect Gamer, my allies Lafo, ADKI, and Stebuscami6. And on the enemy team it's going to be Dimulka, Russian player, then Attila, Vinci Code, and Scrat. Over here I spawn as a blue orc player. And I just do the archer build order. Because it's a little easier to use to help your allies. And it's a little easier to use to deal with these goblins in the middle. Over here my red human ally, Lafo. I guess is also doing a archer build order. And over here we have a black player, ADKI. It's making a smithy and a barracks. It's probably going to be doing a swordsman build. But he's making a smithy. Not really see the point of it, because you're not going to be using it in the next 5 minutes pretty much, so I don't really see the point. Or yes, he is making a cannon, but doesn't really gain you gold when you kill enemies with a cannon, so I guess it's more like an extreme use case scenario for when you're like on the outside of a map or on the edge of a team player game. Then having a few cannons could actually be helpful in fighting against all the enemies. And I guess that's probably what my teammate is thinking of, to maybe try and help out his yellow ally over here. And here, of course, yellow human, Stebuscami6. Looks like he's doing an archer build order. I think he always struggles with getting his farms up proper time, so his workers usually are starving in the beginning of the game. Over here, the Russian player, Dimulka, is playing as a cyan human player. Looks like he did start out with a few swordsmen. I guess be nice meat shields for him. Now he's going to be making a lot of archers as supporting DPS, I guess. Interesting. Yeah, I guess Stebuscami's trying to get this troll over here into the side player space so he can, I guess, kill his workers, but I guess that didn't work out. But I guess it was a funny little try. And in the meantime, my red ally gets rushed by 2 players. And most of his army is made out of swordsmen, so he's gonna have a hard time defending himself. But here I try to run to help him out as fast as possible. I think I was busy with shooting some wolves, I guess. And so here we are cleaning up most of the enemies. But most of the white player's army, I believe, gets to run away. And we do finish up these few purple goblin archers. And anyways, the purple player that was attacking the red player here is Attila. And we did see he did open up with a archer build order. And the white player, Scrat, playing as the humans, also made all the archers. And the final enemy, orange orc, Vinci code. Looks like he made a lot of warriors. He's getting a tier 2, so he's probably going to be trying to maybe get the shield ability for his warriors. And over here I'll just clearing up a few wolves, getting some XP, and I guess just using my units. And over here I decide to take out this troll, so I can actually get a second base potentially. And here I managed to take this outpost. I'm getting a good amount of archers now, so could be pretty useful in taking out this middle tower. And I guess I was trying to get a forge to maybe get a few cannons. I guess help out my teammate over here, red player. And also I saw that the ally here was saw the workers, so try to help him out by building a few barricades, which would help in slowing down the enemy. I guess over here the black bear also got a second base. My second base is pretty much almost finished. And here it looks like the orange bear might be trying to do an attack against my ally, or in this general part of the map. And over here we can see Sign player actually researched that shield ability, so it's probably going to be using these swordsmen to block a lot of arrows of Yale player. And I guess it does look like the enemies are trying to attack as one. But I guess they didn't know that I did make these barricades here, so it's not going to be so easy to get into this base, especially for these archers. Because they can't break these barricades, so they're going to have to go all the way around here. Or they're going to have to wait for orange to break this open. In the middle, or in the meantime, while my ally is being attacked here, I was a little busy trying to take over this dark tower. I was already committed to taking it, and I was, I believe, losing a few archers. And so I just wanted to at least guarantee the capture of this place. Or running towards my ally to help him out. And so my army is going to be arriving late anyways, even if I started running now. So that was just a decision I took. But I did have this cannon that did kill a few of these warriors here, so it wasn't as free as the orange player would have wanted it to be. Now in the meantime, the Cyan player is attacking the yellow player here. But the yellow player doesn't have any swordsmen of his own, so he's going to have a very difficult time with dealing with all these swordsmen. Especially that the black player ran away over here to try and help red player. Instead of running to the aid of a yellow player, the swordsman. Because a black swordsman, if a black player is swordsman, actually managed to get here, then they'll just destroy these cyan swordsmen. And will potentially even attack the cyan player's base, but I guess that's just, it is what it is. And here I try to make more barricades. And I think I tried to make more cannons and then send out another worker. Try and make some guard towers around here. Because I was suspecting the enemies would attack here. Like we are doing now. I think I remember seeing my cannon was damaged. So I moved it away because it was being bombarded. And over here I try to, I guess, flank the enemies here. And we take out their cannons or maybe slow them down. And over here the yellow player for some reason made his base closer to the enemy. Instead of maybe making a base over here. More south, more covered in this corner next to the middle tower. Here I was sniping a few warriors. But then my archers got damaged, so I tried to run away. Over here the purple player decides to slaughter this whole base of workers. And now pretty much the cyan player is going to be attacking with all the swordsmen. And the yellow player didn't manage to, I guess, make any swordsmen of his own. So he's going to have a hard time in killing these. Usually if there's auto swordsmen, you want to try to target fire all the supporting units, like archers or cannons. And start killing the swordsmen last. Because also swordsmen can't really destroy buildings with their shield up. Or to put it down before breaking buildings, so you can always run away with your archers and just be pretty annoying. And in the meantime, enemies are advancing here, but I think they are a little too busy attacking. I didn't realize that my archers were behind them, and so I was able to just snipe all these cannons pretty much for free. But I guess a few archers did die over here because of these two cannons shooting them. But overall we can see that we managed to clean up all the enemies here. And I guess yellow was being attacked, but black was kind of cleaning up the rest of the cyan players' units. But I guess for some reason they decide to rage quit the yellow player and the red player. Even though we can see that we still have a lot of workers and a lot of infrastructure, so I'm not really sure why they decided to leave the game, but I guess that's just how it is. And now the game pretty much turns into a 2v4 game with me and my black ally, ADKI, against all these 4 enemy players. Here pretty much I getting the Citadel or tier 3 Town Hall to try and get the rage ability, which would be very helpful in fighting the enemies. And of course I was making a lot of launchers, which are just pretty effective on their own. But with rage they become pretty much unstoppable. You're making a 3rd base. Here, I guess the side player managed to get a second base. Just getting a few Cavaliers. And over here, the purple player got a second base. Over here, I guess orange player forgot to pay attention. And all the skeletons managed to spawn next to these workers. Now they're just going to be getting slaughtered. Which is a little unfortunate. But I guess that's why you want to pay attention to your base. And I guess try to make it, I guess, darkness free. Or to make sure that all the possible dark spots in your base, like here, are defended with units, or just build farms here so there's no more darkness in those dark areas of your base. There's a whole horde of skeletons here. Spawned out of nowhere. Pretty much the more dead units in the area, the more chances of more skeletons spawning, so that's probably why there are so many of them here. And over here, the orange player, I guess, is still struggling with these skeletons. But I guess over time, he is going to be able to somewhat defend his base. But I guess he is being a little inefficient with his workers. Or he just probably gonna manage to properly defend his base. Which is a little funny, I guess. But I guess you have to, there's a different, I guess, learning curve to the undead script. It's a bit harder for people to properly understand how to defend against it compared to goblin waves, where you just have your main army just attack the spawned goblins, or the lich, which you want to just target fire or just kill his little skeletons that spawn around him. Which is why you want to, I guess, build your base more secure. I guess over here, for example, made my farms here, so there's no darkness in this part of the map. And I have a little high ground here. And any potential skeletons from distraction can be easily taken care of. And same goes over here. This big area can be covered by this group of archers. And just leaving a single archer for some vision can allow you to have very safe areas in your base. You know, here I decided to help out my ally, Black, because I believe that it would be easier to just send a lot of reinforcements that are being produced right now at my base to my base at the edge of a map here. In case enemies want to attack here, I can just always easily reinforce. And in the meantime, I can be increasing our potential power, I guess you could say, with my ally, because he can heal me, and I can enrage his cavaliers. But of course, in the meantime, while we just destroy this whole base of a purple, the side player manages to go into the base of a black player here. And so all of these buildings are going to be going down now. But we managed to get here in time to deal with this army. And I was sending, I guess, all the workers to make a third base here. they're just going to be very safe between these buildings and this dark tower. Out here, I couldn't really stop his swordsman from destroying his buildings, so I just decided to run into a base of a side player, because I knew that he lost most of his army here, so he wouldn't be able to defend himself well. I'm here of a white and orange player. I guess we're trying to maybe help out their ally or try and attack in this part of the map. But here we can see that the side player pretty much lost most of his military units, and so he decides to surrender. And I guess as we can see here, my plan kind of worked. And all these munchers that were defending this base, now I can use them on one part of the map, because enemies are not going to be attacking from the left anytime soon. And I guess over here I tried to help out my ally. By here we can see the enemies just don't have that much production or that many units compared to us. And so we just pretty much eliminate this whole army. And there's not much they have left at their main bases anymore, so you know, it's pretty much over. So the purple and orange surrender. And I guess white player didn't want to surrender yet, but he knew that defeat was certain for him. And I'm just going to speed up. We just pretty much ran our units. Just turn our direction. Trying to, I guess, eventually find his base. And then we just ran through this whole empty base to try and take his final bases. But then he just surrenders anyways, and that's pretty much it. I guess here you can see I managed to bring a lot of gold because I'm a macro machine. Or I just managed to make a lot of bases, you know, the production, so I was able to pump out all the units. And I guess I was able to eliminate a lot of armies that was trying to attack my allies. And I guess just have better fights in general. And that's pretty much it. And I guess I did manage to get a lot of kills on the skeletons, because I did make my base more efficiently defended. And I guess that's pretty much it. Anyways, if you liked the video, you can leave a like, leave a comment. If you want to see more videos in the Scouring Early Access, then you can subscribe. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.